a salary of almost €3,000, free medical care as well as life and health insurance at the expense of the federal budget. Pro-Kremlin Telegram channels are already actively campaigning to join the new Africa Corps of the Russian Ministry of Defense. Some of them report that the corps is being formed under the patronage of the Russian Main Intelligence Directorate and will be headed by Konstantin Mirzayants, a protege of Putin's friend Vitaly Timchenko. Moreover, the goal of the initiative, in fact a hybrid occupation, is not even hidden there.
There's no talks about charity. The usage of the power factor in Africa should bring Russia not only political, the coming to power of friendly governments and regimes, military, providing free lease of bases, airfields, logistics, centers for the navy, but also economic dividends, control of deposits of gold, platinum, cobalt, uranium, diamonds, oil, rare earth elements, and their development on mutually beneficial terms with African partners. From an advertisement for service in the Africa Corps on the Telegram channel.
Such an attitude towards independent sovereign states is the norm for Russia, and African countries suffer the most from this. Ostensibly to combat Western influence, but in fact to control the flow of resources, Russian mercenaries supported military coups or simply seized infrastructure facilities in the Central African Republic, Mali, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and Niger. And all this is just for the last few years. It is noteworthy that even the name of the Russian Africa Corps refers to the colonization of the continent by European countries, which is perceived extremely negatively in Africa itself.
Here we can also draw a parallel with Rommel's Africa Corps, which operated on the German side in North Africa during World War II. There are many historical parallels, and of course, this is such a significant humanitarian failure. Of course, it needs to be used and raised on international platforms, demonstrating that there is no idea in Russia's expansion, what it comes with, what it brings to other nations.
Previously, such tasks were carried out by the Wagner PMC. After the death of Prigozhin, Moscow tried to subjugate the African infrastructure of the PMC. However, according to the American Institute for the Study of War, these attempts failed. Therefore, now the Kremlin is forced to officially recognize the mercenaries.
The need to publicly advertise recruitment into the Russian Africa Corps supports the insider sources' claims that the Ministry of Defense attempt to directly recruit former Wagner personnel for operations in Africa were largely unsuccessful, from a report by the Institute for the Study of War.
To counter Russia's neo-colonial activities, Ukraine built partner relations with the African countries. Thus, the foreign ministers of Ukraine and Tanzania, Dmytro Kuleba and January Makamba, had a telephone conversation for the first time. In less than a year, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine visited 12 African countries, and Maxim Suph, Ukraine's special representative for the Middle East and Africa, announced the opening of the new Ukrainian embassies on the continent. Reported by Diana Kolesnik, Danilo Kobza, UATV News.